Back in the 20th century, a 16mm projector in the classroom meant a fun movie day instead of a boring teacher lecture. The films told students the correct way to do things. But what if the kids learned a different cinematic lesson? Were these health films educating students about good and bad behavior, or was it really teaching them a good way to be bad? Was there a dark and dangerous side to health films? I'm Randy Jones, the original cowboy from Village People, and I'd like to invite you to join me for Danger Health Films. Tonight, we look at two films that claim they will help you survive an atomic bomb attack, but were they really just as dangerous as the devastation? Tonight's first flick is Self-Preservation in an Atomic Bomb Attack, which swears you have nothing to fear by going down into the basement.
Let us face, without panic, the reality of our times.
When they say don't panic, trust me, it's time to panic.
The fact that atom bombs may someday be dropped on our cities. And let us prepare for survival by understanding the weapon that threatens us. An atom bomb destroys or injures in three ways: by blast, heat, and radioactivity.
This is an inspirational film?
The blast of an atom bomb is its most important destructive agent. In Japan, whole buildings were flattened by its force. However, many buildings of sturdy construction, even though close to the explosion, remained standing.
That's an optimist looking at that building as half full of debris.
The principal dangers of blast are flying glass and debris, the fires it may start, and the danger of being crushed in collapsing buildings.
The building that later collapses is counted as a spare.
The atom bomb destroys by heat. People caught in the open as far as 2 miles away suffered flash burns. Yet, protection could have been easily achieved. Here, a bridge post and rail shielded the surface behind it. Any solid material afforded similar protection.
If only they were skinnier and shorter, maybe they could have survived.
The third weapon of the bomb is radioactivity, thrown off at the instant of explosion. However, the majority of people exposed to radiation recovered completely, including a large percentage of those who suffered serious radiation sickness.
The radiation exposure from your bomb may vary.
Today, they lead normal lives. They bear children. Their children are normal. These, then, are the weapons of the atom bomb that we must protect against: blast, heat, and radioactivity.
Only 3 things? That makes surviving an atomic bomb so simple.
Our cities are prime targets for atomic attack, but mass evacuation would be disastrous. An enemy would like nothing better than to have us leave our cities empty and unproductive. If an emergency should come, our factories will be battle stations. Production must go on if we are to win. Our offices and homes will also be posts of duty, not to be deserted.
Don't take off snow days or nuclear fallout days.
With the knowledge of the first atomic explosions to guide us,
She's wishing it's Henry Miller's Tropic of Cancer.
our chances for survival will be far better than those of the people of Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
It's like the people in Japan had no idea what was coming.
If we act on our knowledge and are prepared. The first job is to look over your own home for shelter possibilities. If you live in a private home that is well built, the cellar is the safest place to be.
Don't go into the basement!
The lower you get, the more barriers there are likely to be against blast, heat, and radioactivity. Select the basement wall nearest the probable target area of your city.
If you know the real target area in your city, you might be a commie spy.
If the house is blown over, it will most likely fall away from this wall. If you have a workbench or strong table big enough to get under, move it into your shelter area near a wall or strong supporting column. If the time comes when you actually have to take shelter, lie under the table.
Finally, a use for your workbench besides those projects that you'll get to next weekend.
If you live in a home that has no basement, choose a shelter area without windows on the ground floor. An interior hallway is probably best. In time of emergency, the shelter area should be cleared of mirrors and other objects that might cause injury.
But if you don't have a mirror, how are you going to know that the other survivors aren't vampires?
If you live in an apartment house, rules for taking shelter will be posted in your building. Learn them. Also, learn the location of public shelters in areas where you work or frequently visit.
These places will eventually become underground discos.
There are many things you can begin doing right now. Fireproof housekeeping is one, so clean up that attic. Keep waste in covered containers. Don't let trash pile up in the yard.
So it takes the threat of an atomic blast to clean up the yard.
Set aside a small supply of canned goods. They're safe from radioactivity. Have a good flashlight on hand. Electric lights may go out. Keep a first aid kit and learn how to stop bleeding.
Don't plan on bleeding too much with that first aid kit.
Make a habit of keeping a bottle of fresh water handy.
That water's going to last till about lunch.
A radio will be important for receiving vital instructions.
And that radio, it's going to allow you to dance your worries away.
Finally, prepare the shelter area and collect all necessary shelter equipment.
And don't eat your kids for the first week.
In case of an actual raid or test drill, the alert will be a warbling siren blast lasting 3 minutes.
Now we get to panic.
Once you hear this, act fast. Pull down the shades or blinds and close the drapes against flying glass. Turn off the burners of your gas or electric stove. Disconnect any heating elements, such as electric irons, hot plates, or bathroom heaters.
She was in the living room and left her iron plugged in. These people are going to burn down the house without the help of the Soviets.
Close all outside doors, but leave them unlocked.
This is a drill? They're hiding in the basement with their front door unlocked. This is a burglar's dream.
Turn off the gas or oil burners. Taking shelter may be a race against time, even when you have some advance warning. But possibly, there may be no time. An attack could come without warning. The sky would suddenly light up. If a doorway is right at hand, use it. If the nearest shelter is more than a couple of steps away, fall to the ground immediately. Flying glass and debris are immediate dangers, so stay where you are until you're sure it's safe to move.
That debris was pretty weak.
If you are at home when a surprise attack occurs, crawl beneath a table if it is very near, or drop to the floor with your back to the window.
Trading spaces, atomic bomb style.
The immediate danger is over in about a minute, unless the explosion occurred near the ground or water. In this case, radioactive materials are trapped in the particles of dirt or water thrown up by the explosion. When these particles fall back to Earth, they may be dangerous. So get indoors immediately after a ground-level explosion.
Those curtains are going to hold back that blast?
Cover broken windows against radioactive dust with blankets or cardboard. Civil defense radiological teams, equipped with radiation survey meters, will check on contamination in any bombed area. Stay under cover until you hear officially that it is safe outside. If you have been exposed to radioactive dust, wash the exposed areas. Pay particular attention to your hair. Get all the dirt from under your fingernails.
This is like Silkwood for beginners. Where's the wire brush?
If the people of Hiroshima and Nagasaki had known what we know about civil defense, thousands of lives would have been saved.
If the people of Hiroshima and Nagasaki had only known this, there would have been a traitor in the War Department.
Yes, the knowledge is ours, and preparation can mean survival for you.
And now, he will show her his etchings.
So act now. Someday your life may depend on it.
The big message in self-preservation in an atomic attack is that you really shouldn't do much with your workbench to keep your family safe. Are you ready for a nuclear attack now? Or do you need a bouncy song to help you remember things? Well, come out of your shell. Here's Duck and Cover.
Was a turtle by the name of Bert, and Bert the turtle was alert. When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do.
Why is a monkey terrorizing a turtle with explosives?
He ducked and cover, ducked and cover.
He did what we all must learn to do. You
And you
and you
and you duck and cover.
That monkey was a suicide bomber.
Be sure and remember what Bert the Turtle just did, friends, because every one of us must remember to do the same thing.
What if you don't have a thick protective shell?
Duck and cover.
You must trust this film.
Hey, Bert, come on out and meet all these nice people, please. Oh, all right. We really can't blame you.
Bert is an introvert.
You see, Bert is a very, very careful fellow. When there's danger, this is the way he keeps from being hurt. Sometimes it even saves his life. That's why these children are practicing to duck and cover just as you do in your school. We all know the atomic bomb is very dangerous. Since it may be used against us, we must get ready for it, just as we are ready for many other dangers that are around us all the time.
Today, kids do this as part of an active shooter drill.
Fire is a danger. It can burn whole buildings if someone is careless.
Schools were more flammable in the 50s.
We are ready for fires. We have a fine fire department to put out the fire, and you have fire drills in your school so you know what to do. Automobiles can be dangerous too. They sometimes cause bad accidents, but we are ready. We have safety rules that car drivers and people who are walking must obey.
In 2010, over 4,000 pedestrians were killed by drivers. Guess we haven't licked that problem.
Now, we must be ready for a new danger, the atomic bomb.
And internet child predators, well, they were still to come.
First, you have to know what happens when an atomic bomb explodes. You will know when it comes. We hope it never comes, but we must get ready.
This is like an infomercial for the apocalypse.
It looks something like this. There is a bright flash, brighter than the sun, brighter than anything you've ever seen. If you are not ready and did not know what to do, it could hurt you in different ways. It could knock you down hard or throw you against a tree or a wall. It is such a big explosion, it can smash in buildings and knock signboards over and break windows all over town. But if you duck and cover like Bert, you will be much safer. You know how bad sunburn can feel. The atomic bomb flash could burn you worse than a terrible sunburn, especially where you're not covered.
Nudism during an atomic attack is highly discouraged.
Now, you and I don't have shells to crawl into like Bert the Turtle, so we have to cover up in our own way.
What about the Japanese giant turtle Gamera?
First, you duck, and then you cover. And very tightly, you cover the back of your neck and your face. Duck and cover underneath a table or desk or anything else close by. In Betty's school, they are talking about the atomic bomb, too. Betty is asking her teacher, how can we tell when the atomic bomb may explode? And her teacher is explaining that there are two kinds of attack.
It feels like there should be a third step. Are they holding back on us?
With warning and without any warning.
That pretty much sums up all of life.
We think that most of the time we will be warned before the bomb explodes, so there will be time for us to get into our homes, schools, or some other safe place. Our civil defense workers and our men in uniform will do everything they can to warn us before enemy planes can bring a bomb near us.
Those were the old days, when bombs only showed up on airplanes, like Grandma.
You may be in your schoolyard playing when the signal comes. That signal means to stop whatever you are doing and get to the nearest safe place fast.
Those were the old days, when schools weren't just a bunch of mobile homes.
Always remember, the flash of an atomic bomb can come at any time, no matter where you may be.
Feeling anxious yet?
You might be out playing at home when the warning comes. Then be sure to get into the house fast, where your parents have fixed a safe place for you to go.
Now you gotta depend on your parents watching the previous film.
If you are not close to home when you hear the warning, go to the nearest safe cover. Know where you are to go, or ask an older person to help you.
In case of atomic destruction, please feel free to talk to strangers.
You know the places marked with the S sign? They're safe places to go when you hear the alarm. If there is a warning, you will hear it before the bomb explodes. But sometimes, and this is very, very important, sometimes the bomb might explode without any warning. Then the first thing we would know about it would be the flash. And that means duck and cover fast, wherever you are. There's no time to look around or wait. Be like Bert. When there is a flash, duck and cover, and do it fast. Here are some older boys showing what to do if the flash comes when you are not in the classroom.
But what if you're on the toilet?
This is what to do if you should be in a corridor. You duck and cover tight against the wall this way. Remember to keep your face and the back of your neck covered tightly.
And this position will help them determine who you were through your dental records.
Try to fall away from windows or doors with glass in them. Then, if the glass breaks and flies through the air, it won't cut you.
How exactly are you not going to get your back cut up from falling glass?
You might be eating your lunch when the flash comes. Duck and cover under the table. Then, if the explosion makes anything in the room fall down, it can't fall on you.
The cafeteria's meatloaf, that will absorb radioactivity.
Getting ready means we will all have to be able to take care of ourselves. The bomb might explode when there are no grown-ups near. Paul and Patty know this, and they're always ready to take care of themselves. Here they are on their way to school on a beautiful spring day. But no matter where they go or what they do, they always try to remember what to do if the atom bomb explodes right then. It's a bomb. Duck and cover.
The Russians have ruined spring days.
Paul and Patty know what to do. Paul covered the back of his head so that he wouldn't be burned, and Patty covered herself with the coat she was carrying.
Betty's fingers will be cinders.
They knew how to duck and cover. They acted right away when the flash came. If they had been at this doorway when the bomb flashed, Paul and Patty would have ducked and covered this way, like this girl. Heavy doorways are a good place to duck and cover. She will be safer, too. Here's Tony going to his Cub Scout meeting. Tony knows the bomb can explode any time of the year, day or night. He is ready for it. Duck and cover.
He's like a little evil Knievel.
Atta boy, Tony. That flash means act fast. Tony knows that it helps to get to any kind of cover. This wall was close by, so that's where he ducked and covered. Tony knew what to do. Notice how he keeps from moving or from getting up and running? He stays down until he is sure the danger is over. The man helping Tony is a civil defense worker. His job is to help protect us when there is danger of the atomic bomb. We must obey the civil defense worker.
That's one casual atomic blast.
We must know how to duck and cover in the school bus or in any other bus or streetcar. Duck and cover.
The bus might also fly through the air.
Don't wait. Duck away from the windows fast. The glass may break and fly through the air and cut you. Sundays, holidays, vacation time, we must be ready every day, all the time, to do the right thing if the atomic bomb explodes. Duck and cover.
The Russians, they just won't let us eat our wieners in peace.
This family knows what to do, just as your own family should.
One thing is worse than ants.
They know that even a thin cloth helps protect them. Even a newspaper can save you from a bad burn.
Dad's hands are toast.
But the most important thing of all is to duck and cover yourself, especially where your clothes do not cover you. No matter where we live, in the city or the country, we must be ready all the time for the atomic bomb. Duck and cover. That's the first thing to do, duck and cover. The next important thing to do after that is to stay covered until the danger is over.
The tractor could still roll over him.
Yes, we must all get ready now, so we know how to save ourselves if the atomic bomb ever explodes near us. If you do not know just what to do, ask your teacher when this film is over.
The grown-ups cause the problem, and the kids have to suffer through it.
Discuss what you could do in different places if a bomb explodes.
Why not ask the teacher, what's the point of living if every minute we have to suffer through the fear of annihilation?
Older people will help us as they always do, but there might not be any grown-ups around when the bomb explodes. Then, you're on your own.
Remember what to do, friends. Now tell me right out loud. What are you supposed to do when you see the flash?
Duck and cover. Duck and cover. Duck and cover.
You ever notice how duck and cover sounds like meet your maker? Did these films really tell you how to survive an atomic bomb attack? Or just give you a happy tune to hum while you turned into a pile of radioactive ash?